Oh, we're live.
We're live.
What's going on, Jay? What's up, Monster? Joseph. Thomas.
Hey. It's the midweek Q&A show to make up for our guest. For those of you that are wondering why we're on, it's because... Did you turn the microphone on?
I turned the microphone on.
Okay. So when we have a guest, what we're going to try to do is go live
Wednesday
or Thursday.
Yeah?
To answer all the questions that we didn't get to ask while the show was on. Hey, from Kentucky.
Good evening, Bill. What's up from Montana? What's up, Craig?
You know, I hate when I do things and like a washer or a screw, it just like disappears.
Yeah. What's up, Dana Fernando from Kentucky?
Yeah.
Sarasota.
So for those of you guys that might not watch the rebroadcast on Tuesday of the Facebook Live, you may want to, because on that show we talk about a giveaway that's coming up. So definitely you might want to check that out.
What's up, Jason? Gerardo, Chicago. Doug. What's up, Marcus? Yes, there's a Civic in the back. Yep.
If you want to know more about what's going on in the Civic, head over to Instagram and check out 5 Minutes with 5-Star.
But not right now. You can check it out later.
Yeah, check out later.
Yeah.
We'll talk about what's going in that, and also what we have planned for you guys tomorrow. That's always fun.
If you're gonna know about installation rate, you can call Paul at the store. He will give you all the prices and details about everything we're doing here.
Yeah,
well, not everything, but
we're just the the guys that put the stuff in.
Correct.
We really don't get involved in pricing and stuff like that because we just don't care. We just want to put cool stuff in your car.
Hey, saludos, Charro.
So how you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Why are you tired?
It's hot. It's hot in here. The AC is, acting like I don't want to work today.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. Hey, Carlos. What's up from Massachusetts? What's up, Julian?
So, an interesting thing that is a topic that seems to be real hot right now, talking about the Elevate, and you guys were talking about how is CCA bad to use? All right. Quick answer for that is, in the right application, you can use CCA. Should you use CCA? No, you should just use not copper-clad aluminum. You should just use OFC.
Oxygen-free copper.
Basically, if you're going to use CCA, whatever the amplifier requires, so if it needs an 8 gauge, you have to use a 4 gauge. If it requires a 4 gauge, you have to use a 0 gauge. If it requires a 0 gauge, you have to use this.
But what?
It's not worth the savings.
No, just save your money, buy the right thing.
Yes.
That's it.
Correct. Anyways, a lot of guys are talking about Android Auto Android as a platform, like the Elevate.
What's up, Lou?
Is oh hey, the Elevate uses Android as a platform. That's so cool. You guys need to review.
What's up, Johnny?
All right, big secret. Pioneer has been using Android as a platform for about 4 years, maybe 5. All right. The whole line is built on an Android kernel. So when you guys say Pioneer sucks, just saying, Android is better. That's what they've been using. It's not magical.
Yeah.
What's
up from Alaska?
Been using that for a while. What does Kenwood use?
Oh my God. We're looking at it. Yes.
They use the Penguin.
The Penguin?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know. You guys know the operating system that has the silly penguin as the logo. That's what Kenwood's been using, which is my opinion is a much better system than the Android operating system.
What's up, guys? What's up, Ross Alberto?
So yeah, a lot of manufacturers have been using that Android stuff for years. It's just a matter of them not talking about it because they don't want to talk about it. And honestly, I have no idea what Alpine uses. I can only assume by the quality of the product that they're probably using Android as well.
Yeah, what's up, Anthony?
Phoenix Gold, there we go. Phoenix Gold TI366, good amp. Yeah, it's a great amp. I mean, we have the brothers.
Yeah.
Right here.
Right here.
Right here. Yeah, that's the 4-channel and the mono block. The power shift and whatever the
power shift and the bass.
Phase something, but yeah, it's really nice. Pioneer is fine. but join the 10.1 core Intel. Yeah, I mean, there again, you know, if the Android radio guys would just stop making
oversized
budget system cheap stuff, then you know, put like nicer buttons and stuff like that, then it would be cool. I got nothing. I mean, I got nothing against them other than from an installer point of view. I don't want to deal with it.
I mean, like we say, you know, you can run CCA wire, but if you already have 100% copper from the battery to the distribution block, just wait, get the actually OFC, so you don't have any problems.
Oh, hey, let us know how it goes.
Hey, what's up, Victor?
I mean, yeah, let us know how you do. And what the brand is. Let us know in 6 months. That's
exactly, yeah.
So it's first 6 months that are tough.
Israel in the house. What's going on? Oh wow, it's 1:15 a.m. and you're up. Wow.
Like you're not up at 1:15?
Yes, exactly.
I was gonna say, come
what's
on.
What's up, Dago? North Carolina. Oh no, I'm sorry. North California. My bad. Stinger Gold Terminals. Yes. You ever see the lab? We put those fuse. We put four or five.
I don't remember.
I think we put 4.
Yeah, or 6. I don't know. It was a lot.
Exactly, that was a lot. And they had the Stinger
X. Oh, it was
X.
4 because I remember someone telling me how much it cost, and I was like,
Stinger X right here. Really cool.
So they're buildable blocks.
You can use it as a regular fuse block. I mean fuse or a distribution block. So
before someone says SMD, what? Okay, they're great. They are. They really are. They're really cool. But we're a Stinger dealer.
Yep. What's up from DC? All right. I have a conversation with a local audio shop operator. Do Kenwood head units use the same high-res audio chip that Sony used? I wasn't aware Sony had a high-res since the newest head unit.
The GS9.
Yeah, I know, but they say they use the same chip as the Kenwood, like before the GS9.
There again, Kenwood's not a chip manufacturer, so
right, and Sony either. So
well, no,
like,
Sony makes chips.
Yeah, but like I mean, they can use it.
Well, it's not the chip; it's the DAC. So the Sony or the Kenwood isn't using the DAC that the Kenwood is using. I mean, the Sony's using a better DAC than Kenwood.
Yeah.
So that's really the high-res chip is fine, but the DAC, the digital analog converter,
Bobby,
is way different on that Sony, and the Kenwood is not using that DAC.
Right.
Because if they were, everyone would be running the Kenwood.
What would you recommend for a power underseat subwoofer? Underseat subwoofer. Alpine make their...
Well, everyone's got one.
Yeah, Alpine, Pioneer, Kenwood, Rockford.
We've done the Alpine.
Yeah.
We've done the Kicker. Sorry for the sirens, guys. The Alpine was pleasantly surprising, and so is the Kicker. You know, if you're not looking for a ton of bass, oh, that's really loud.
It is really loud.
If you're not looking for a ton of bass, they will do the job, for sure.
All right, what are your thoughts on running 6 and 75?
6 3/4.
6 3/4 Crimp RTs in the rear doors of the 2015 Silverado.
Oh, so like using them as a subwoofer?
I guess.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
I'm not willing to give up the underseat storage.
You're not going to get the bass response out of them you're hoping for. It's not like they're going to play like a subwoofer. You might get some bass, because I mean, I've used those in the Mustangs, in the doors where the factory subwoofer is, and it's not like all this, it's not as cool as like you would hope it would be.
The new Epicenter, the black one is cool. Yeah, I like the black one better than the white one, or the gray one.
Well, yeah, it's funny too because that's a whole new board in there.
Yeah.
So here's the problem with the Epicenter. So like the circuit board on the Epicenter could literally be this big. The problem is they keep it big because it's always looked that way, and they don't want to get people confused between the cheaper rip-off ones that are smaller and there. So they keep making it big to make those people happy. I'm like, because why not make it smaller? I like small. Small's cool. Small I can hide, but nope. What?
Okay. What's up, Robert? Okay, so they said right here, what it was.
5-channel amp, which is Tacoma. I think it's gonna go either underneath the seat or behind the driver's rear seat. It's gonna be the MX series. This guy.
Yes.
This guy. So this is the and what he's asking about is the red truck we just put the Elevate in. This is the next amp that's going in it. Is the 5-channel from Phoenix Gold. And they conveniently gave us one with the back off so that we could talk about, when you guys ask questions, we can, hey, there's the power supply, and there's your stiffening capacitors, yay.
Adrian, the L7T12, they sound really good, man.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
Man, so we filmed it.
Yeah.
It probably sounds like total crap. We put it up yesterday. We filmed it yesterday when we were doing 5 Minutes with 5-Star on Instagram. Remember, 5 Minutes with 5-Star, all those shows are getting recorded, and they're going to be re-released on Monday. So it will be in Monday's re-release where we listen to it. There again, I don't know how good it's going to sound because we just use the iPhone for audio, but you will be able to see what they did.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't do was like a flex because I wasn't thinking about that. I was just excited that they were, sounding really, really good, and I was like, ooh, awesome. We just had this box built for them because this is more in line with what that's going to get used for. So we just had this down-firing box made. This is going to go into a car. So this was the prototype we had made.
Sean.
We're going to start carrying this to sell, to put into cars. So we'll have to hear how that sounds here real soon.
Okay, what will you rate this Stinger stereo out of 10?
I'm going to hold back on rating it because right now it's in Butch's truck.
Yeah.
Butch is the gentleman that makes us all our stickers that we give you guys. You can find at whatever 5-star stickers.
5-star stickers, yeah.
And so I'm going to let him play with it for a month. And then he's going to give me his book report on it and tell me what he thinks. And then we'll get back to you. But I'm going to hold judgment. Now, the one thing I will say is a lot of people are like, oh, it feels cheap or looks cheap. And when you actually pick that thing up, okay, it's really heavy. It's got weight to it. Those buttons are really nice. Someone says, oh, those buttons sound cheap. No, they don't. They don't sound cheap at all. Think of like that old school keyboard that you had when you were in high school, if you were in high school in the 90s, where it's like those buttons, like you could kill somebody with one of those keyboards because those buttons would never break.
Yeah.
They did, man. It was like, because 1,000 kids are going to sit there and go, dun, dun. Those buttons are built really well, and it feels nice and solid. Like if I smacked you in the back of the head with it, you're not getting up.
Why would you do that?
I'm just saying, because it has weight to it. It feels really nice in the hand. In the display, someone's like, oh, it doesn't have a high-res display. It's 600 by 1280, okay? Most screens are 480. So it is, the only screen that's better than that is the Kenwood at 720. So you have a 480, which is everybody, a 600, which is the Stinger, and the 720, which is the Kenwood. Yep. And it's capacitive touch. Do you know how many radios out there aren't capacitive touch? Oh, I don't know. Pretty much all of them. So,
all right. They say I added DSP into my car, but it seems to play louder and clear without the DSP. I'm using an Alpine amps and run the whole system. I was having problems with my tweeters crackling.
So a DSP doesn't necessarily, so a DSP isn't going to make a system louder, okay? So if you're like going for maximum loudness, the DSP is not for you, because remember, when you add time delay, you basically take whatever your loudest speaker is, and you turn the rest of them down so that they all get to your head at the same time, all right? So you're adding in, and the only way to do that is by lowering levels, all right? So no, a DSP isn't designed to make things louder. If you turn off the time alignment and just use straight EQ, well then yes. If you're one of those guys that goes plus on the EQ instead of down on the EQ, then you'll make everything louder because you're going, plus 3 dB, plus 6 dB, plus 12 dB, up and up and up, and that will make everything louder. typically with a DSP, it's not designed around making a system louder. It's designed around making a system sound better.
Correct.
By equalizing the speakers and making them sound better, giving them their sound signature, and adding delay. If you want loud, power. Power is the key. If you want a loud system with DSP, more power. That's why a lot of the systems with DSP, you'll see where there'll be like lots of amps.
Yeah.
All right.
How would you hook up a DSP in a 2016 Lexus IS300?
Non-ML.
Non-ML.
So a lot of the times that's non-Mark Levinson.
Yes.
So some of those
Ruben.
systems, which that one probably doesn't, but some of those will take the Toyota Amp Pro. So you can go to pack-audio.com and see if the Amp Pro is capable of going in there. Some of them. If it's not listed, then that's cool. If it's a non-Mark Levinson, it's still going to have some form of an amplifier. You're going to have to go after the amplifier. So you're going to have to figure out how many channels you have and how to sum them together. And or, honestly, in those type of cars, we try to avoid summing, and we try to do what's called channel for channel. So if there's a front tweeter left and right, and there's a mid left and right, and there's a rear left and right, and there's a sub, that's 8 channels. We're doing 8 channels of amplifier. We're going to not sum those. Just works out better, and it sounds better. And that's that. And sometimes they're already DSP'd, even though it's not Mark Levinson, in which case you just let the DSP do its thing, and you just add some equalization.
Yeah. All right. Somebody said, okay, what is your favorite active three-way system?
What is the favorite three-way system?
The stage.
Well, I mean, there again, that what we like doesn't necessarily going to be what you like. So I mean, like Fernando's going to be like, I would like a set of K2s,
yes,
unless you're offering him some M's.
I would pick the M's.
Then you take the M's.
Exactly.
I'm a Morel guy, so you know I'm gonna pick the Morels, whatever the most expensive version of those that I can get my hand on. That's just the reality here.
Yeah.
Every speaker has a sound signature, which is what we talk about a lot. You know, like what speaker works with what music better.
Yeah.
For example, last week when we did the Acura, we're there again. We saw some of that in the 5 Minutes of 5-Star Instagram. That had those 2 audio control amplifiers. Were they mounted in the tire well? I don't even remember. It's all blurred. He had Milli Pros. This car's getting Milli Pros, along with this, which I'm surprised none of you people said anything. Look at this. Look at the size of this thing. Oh my God. That's 12.5 inches tall, a sundown woofer, people. Yeah, it's in the background. You guys haven't said nothing about that. Hey, UPS.
Yeah, okay.
I got totally sidetracked.
Yeah, exactly.
Either way, I'm sure it made no sense.
Somebody say right here, 8-channel amplifier. Yes. Kicker make an 8-channel amplifier.
Kicker makes one in the marine line. Which doesn't mean anything other than it's green.
It's better, I'm guessing. You know,
well, it's got a few extra features, conformal coated, whatnot.
So you can use it in the car.
It to a box if you wanted to. Yeah. But it's green is really what it means.
Exactly.
If you're looking on the smaller side, you have the Forza, this guy here. So if you're looking for an 8-channel amplifier, so a lot of the times what you run into, like with an 8-channel amplifier, like this is a Forza. All right, so this is the cool Audison Prima Forza amplifier. It's an 8.9. The reason why they call it 8.9 is because this one RCA right here, this is an output. So you can take this, and let's say you have that 3-way set that we were just talking about. You have a tweeter, you have a mid-range, you have a rear speaker, and you have subwoofers. You can take this output and go to a dedicated sub-amp. So if you want to add something big like this Sundown right here, which I'm doing terrible with, this guy right here, you could do that. Put this cool Sundown 2K amplifier on it and go, yeah. But you never would, because this is too small for that. Yeah. So you're going to add a sub-amp. Then what you do is you take like channels 1 and 2 and put them on the tweeters. You take 3 and 4, you put them on the driver's mid-bass, 5 and 6, put them on the passenger mid-bass, and 7 and 8, put them on the rear. Okay, so now you have an active front stage, and it can run like that with the DSP that's in it. So that's a cool idea, for sure. That's what that one is made for.
And exactly. I mean, like, brands make, the Helix make, the VH, Match. Yeah. I mean, they have...
Arc makes one.
Exactly.
Who else makes one that we were talking
8 channels.
Well, you know, the other thing too is you can just get in a Kicker Q class. In a Kicker Q class, you don't need an 8-channel DSP. You need two 4-channel amplifiers, because the nice thing, as we showed you in the Q class video where we were talking about all the cool features, is it's one DSP for all the amplifiers. So you could have a big mono block on the subwoofer. You could take the 4-channel and put it on the front active. You could take the 2-channel and put it on the rear, or put the 4-channel on the dash and the rear doors, and the 2-channel on the S. And the DSP doesn't care. It just brings it all together so that you just assign where you want each channel to be. It's one of the only services where you don't have to have onboard DSP in the amplifier. It's external. It just tells the amplifier what to do. And what he was showing you here is this is the Play 4 amplifier. You can plug this in, and it's Bluetooth from your phone, as well as you can use this for Bluetooth audio for calling and streaming and all that fun stuff.
All right. Hi, guys. Car audio tuning tools. Do you have preference?
The DD1
Plus or the CC1?
So, like, all right. So the DD1, like that white box behind this ear right here. Whew, I'm sucking at this white box right here. That's one of those new ones that they just came out with. They're having made in China. We have the old one, so we have two. And then we also have the DD1 Plus, which is the red one. Anyways, we have the CC1. Now, the CC1 was cool before DSP became really neat and you were trying to go active, because dialing in the right frequency for your tweeter with just this and going is really hard. So the CCA was always brought out anytime we needed to set a crossover point that was a top for a mid-range and a bottom for a tweeter, because that was the tool that you had to use. But now, since everything has gone to DSP, where you just simply pull out your laptop and you go, I want to cross this tweeter over at 3,500 hertz, and you listen to it and you go, maybe 4,000 hertz. That tool isn't as important anymore. We still have one, and it's still nice to have. And there again, I'm a firm believer in have the tool just in case you need it. But the DD1 makes more sense. However, if you just buy an audio control DMRTA, as far as it does way more stuff than all of that. Okay, way more stuff. Which you could see in the video. But as far as like setting your gains and stuff like that, it has the oscilloscope. So yeah, you can do it that way. So if my choice as an installer, and you came to me and said, all right, listen, Dean, I'm going to get you a DD1 or a CC1 or a DMRTA. What do you want?
DMRTA.
I'll buy a DMRTA because I can do way more with it as a professional and as a hobbyist than I can with those two tools.
And I'm going to say it's going to cost probably almost the same.
It'll be about the same.
Same price. Okay.
Well, maybe a little more because you need the microphone. But whatever.
Sorry. The people, they are looking for dash kit harness, antenna adapters, anything. Check packaudio.com. or metraonline.com.
iDataLink. iDataLink.com/maestro.
Yep. And you type the model number, year, everything, every information of your car, and they will give you the dash kit harness, antenna adapters. Everything is available for your car.
Or if it's not available, then no, they won't.
Exactly. Hey guys, I'm trying to tune my DSP, and oh my god. And I'm trying to figure out what curve should I use to tune my car with an RTA.
I have heard a house curve and a JBL curve. What do y'all do? We do the Dean curve. It's really what we do. We do the Dean curve. The Dean curve usually consists of a accentuated mid-bass subwoofer side. It has a dip somewhere in the 500 hertz range, which that frequency just annoys the heck out of me. And then it's pretty much flat from, let's say, 800 to 8K. It kind of flattens out a little bit, and then it typically starts to go down from there, just because of the power band. But that's about it. So it's like,
right on.
And that's what we try to go for. And that depends whether you're doing a two-way system or you're doing a three-way system. A three-way system changes things up a little bit. Just because it's a three-way system, you don't want to fight that mid-range. You want to let that do the mid-rangey thing. So, hey, for Portugal.
What's up, Portugal? That's car gift. Okay, for 2014 Dodge Ram, can I use the Maestro USB RAM adapter to retain the factory USB in the metal console?
The URAM is what you're referring to, and if you're trying to do Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, no. The cable turned out to be way too long.
It's too long.
There is a footage requirement, believe it or not, with those two things, especially Android Auto. Android Auto is about 6 feet shorter than Apple CarPlay, because we've done some tests for PAC on that. But what we ran into on that is that the first one we did where we shot the video, CarPlay worked and it was magical. The next one we did, CarPlay didn't work. And what it turned out is we were using a really short cable, but yeah, it's spotty. So what we ended up doing is not using that anymore and just going to on the dash. A lot of those have like a power or charge point on the dash, and we'll just do the PAC nickel on there. Nickel USB little flush mount guy. You can get the URAM and power it up and use it as a charge point, which is kind of nice.
That's it.
But that's about it.
Yeah. What's up, Indianapolis? What's up, Canada? And I forgot. Estonia?
I don't know.
Anyway, Dean.
Yeah.
You back to Disney on Friday? You going back to Disney? No.
He probably is. I'm not.
You're not?
No. What's the best CA glue you use? So we buy it from Stinger, and they use. I don't have it. I don't even know where it's at. What is it?
It's the
Select Products. But honestly, if you're out there just trying to buy, if you want the best stuff, go to mobilesolutions.com and pick it up from there. It's way better than this stuff. But because we're an amp dealer and we buy tons of stuff and whatnot, we just go and we just order it with the rest of our stuff. Do you like the yellow crimper on the bench? Yes, we do. We got to do a review on these. These are the I think I have them on DNF tool drawer, but this is the YQK-300 crimper. I'm not gonna lie, I saw Steve Mead use it and I was like, which one is he using? And I just ordered that one.
That's it.
And it's been working great for us. We do use these copper lugs. There again, we get these from PAC, but you do have to use lugs. It won't do the split
the regular ones, no.
So whatever. We switched to those. All is good. Are the Kenwood Performance Series speakers?
Kenwood Performance Series speakers.
I mean, they have the XR, right? Is it the XR? The higher end Exelon?
The XR, yes.
That are really nice, the 7-inch.
Yes.
We do a lot of those. And then they have the new high-res speaker, which is a really great sounding speaker, and it's gotten a bum rap because it doesn't list itself as handling a ton of power. And the reason why it's made that way is because the way they designed the speaker, they took the crossover components out of it. So they used what's called natural roll-off, and then just a minimal cap for the tweeter. So that means that your power handling can actually go down, because most of the time power handling has to go up to push its way through the passive crossover. So by reducing those things, then we get that from Parts Express.
This is for but that's
4
zero. That's only for 4 gauge.
That's 4 gauge. That's zero. But anyway, so yeah, their high-res speakers are really nice, but they have a low power handling. But when you team them up with their amplifiers, which only put out like 75, 80 watts, they sound incredible. They're super efficient.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to y'all doing the Sundown equipment. We're kind of anxious to see how it sounds ourselves. We don't do a lot of it, so yeah. I mean, we're doing a DSR1 for a DSP in this. That's how we're going to integrate into this.
Bye, car gift.
So the really cool thing about this car, I tell you what, I'm not going to tell you because we filmed the integration portion of this as a standalone video because it's something we get asked a lot, and that's going to be tomorrow's video.
Yep.
I know, no, 24-hour turnaround time.
We don't do any. We don't do any audio pipe, man. We sell.
Paul does sell it.
Paul sells over the counter, but not like.
About the most exciting we get in that genre is going to be the. What did that say about the frog? I visited Friday. How does the frog sound? The 400 frog.
404.
We didn't do the 400. The 400 is the giveaway. There again, you have to go back and watch the Facebook show to find out about that.
Facebook show. Sorry.
On Tuesday, the rebroadcast.
Yeah.
We only have the 200s, and those sound incredible.
Yeah.
I'm not going to open that one because it'll just annoy me.
Somebody say, why the batteries only last 2 or 3 years?
Isn't that the question?
I think that's it.
I mean, it's like you charge them, you discharge them, you charge them, you discharge them. They're constantly working.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, we'd like them to last longer. Plus, they're in your car getting baked. I mean, think of how abusive you are on your amplifier. The fact that it lasts as long as it does is pretty impressive. But I don't know. I mean, it's, you know, hopefully as time goes on, we'll get better batteries.
Okay, right here. Do you know if you pack or data make an amp integration unit for 2019 Santa Fe with Infinity Premium system?
Nope.
Nope.
Nobody's gonna make anything for that one yet.
No.
You know, unfortunately, when you look at like Hyundais, Kias, these guys are not getting into these cars, and it's really depressing. I will tell you this in that Infinity Premium sound system. The best thing you can do is, like we said, channel for channel. Because that Infinity sound system, it really doesn't sound bad, and it's already actively DSP'd. So typically what you would do is you get something like a multi-channel DSP, like a DM810, or bigger. Honestly, you could go bigger. But you take something like the DM810 and you don't use the DSP in it, or you just figure out how many channels you need to actually re-EQ. So if you have a tweeter mid-range, which is on, let's say, one channel, and a mid-bass, which is on a second channel, that's 4 channels. And then you have the subwoofer, that's 5 channels. You know, you could do a DM608 and use those 6 channels of input to re-EQ the subwoofer and the front stage, and then just run the rear full range, or non-DSP'd. And then when you plug in the DSP, you don't touch time correction at all, and you just modify the EQ a tad to change the sound signature for your new speakers. But you're going to need a lot of multi-channel amplifiers, so you're going to need, you know, there again, something like an 8-channel amplifier or 2 4-channel amplifiers and a mono block. Yeah, it's not as fun, but it's as fun because honestly you get more equipment, and more equipment is cool.
Hi from UK. All right, let's see.
Lithium, there you go. Get a lithium battery. Thank you. That's actually what I was thinking,
battery.
but my brain is mush at the
It
moment.
lasts 25 years. Hey,
Help me convince my brother to use component front instead of coaxial is because he is cheap.
Well, I mean, if you have the factory tweeter.
No,
Yeah,
it's because it's cheap. I mean,
No, but like, just get the component.
yeah, but if you're cheap, man. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, there again, some people just want sound. Okay, you can't dispute. That
So
some
you don't
people,
care?
They don't care because they just want sound. You got to be careful. You're kind
Yeah,
of
I see.
Because we didn't put it all the way down. Yeah, I understand that. Like, yeah, some people are just cheap. It's okay. That's why, honestly, Pioneer makes the TSA line of speakers. It's for cheap people. They still sound great. We just did a set of them in a Ford F-150 the other day. We'd never done the TSAs in anything, and we did them the other day in an F-150 as the 6x9 components, and they sounded really good on deck power. You know, so it was nice.
Robert say, buy a battery with a 4-year replacement.
Yeah.
Extend your warranty.
Are you going to review the Austin Bit 10 DSP? No, Luke, we're not going to. The Bit 10, the Bit 1, those guys, the new stuff is coming out.
Yes.
And that has been around for 10 years now, I think, at this point. You know, we're going to get to this guy here. We're going to talk about the Forza software, which is a much more evolved version of the software. We'll talk about this, but, you know, no, we won't get to that. We're just going to concentrate on the newer stuff. We can't get to the new stuff, let alone going back to the old stuff. Which reminds me...
Thank you, Ricardo.
So, on Saturday, we're not going to talk DSP, so it's not going to be DSP Saturday. We're going to give everyone a Saturday off. We're going to have a fun day on Saturday, so no DSP talk on Saturday. We're all going to take a break, because we realize it's been a lot of DSP talk, and everyone just needs a breather to let their brains go back to, like, normal. So we're just going to have an old-school, fun Q&A, show and tell.
Like this one.
You guys ask questions, we grab cool stuff, and we talk about it. So we're going to do that on Saturday. And also... come Saturday, it'll be a week that you've had the Dayton in your car, so we're expecting a full report, no teasers. So, and then we might have something to talk about on that one.
Exactly.
Actually,
Are the Stinger 4-channel amplifiers are any good? Yes, they are good.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
very
yes,
nice.
Very nice. Yep. And they're conformal coated.
Correct.
So what we do, honestly, the 2-channel, the 4-channel, what he's talking about is it's a cool little amplifier. I should bring some in on Saturday. I'll bring them in and we'll talk about them. So it's about this big, and then the 4-channel is about this big. It's a ton of power, and what we like to do with it is we use the 2-channel when we're doing something like a Morel amplifier 5-channel, where we're going to do 3-channel mode. So we want to put that tons of power on the front 2 speakers and then the sub, and then we just need something to power the rear. We'll grab that little amplifier because it's that big and cute, and we'll hide that in there, and that'll power our rear speakers. But the 4-channel is tons of power for sure. So is the 2-channel. Just what you want to do with it.
Say, okay, now
they make a
everything here in
5-channel.
UK is having a war with what we can get. Has the EQ Sony premium system. Yeah. I mean, like, okay, the prime example, the new, the Alpine DSP.
Yeah, 8-channel.
Overseas, that was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
We just have this last year, I think. Yeah, so we get what you're saying, look.
So, like, overseas things are different. Like, you guys have the DAB tuner. We don't have DAB. We have the crap we have. High, what is it? High HD radio.
HD radio.
It's an ubiquity system. It sucks. It's 2 channels on 1 channel. It's garbage. It sounds a little better. Not really. But the other thing, too, is you have, like, for example, Alpine North America, Alpine South America, Alpine Europe. They all get to do their own thing, and they're all subsidiaries of Alpine Japan. But they're all independent companies. I'm sure it just has to do with taxing and all this other garbage. But, like, best one is, like, Kenwood. Kenwood makes the most awesome, perfect fit Volkswagen Toyota radios. Like, even Pioneer. Pioneer makes this beautiful Toyota radio that would just, you don't have to put the little wingies on there, and it's CarPlay, and it's gorgeous. And it's like, yes, we can't get that. Alpine or Pioneer USA is like, no, we can't sell it. Kenwood USA says the same thing about the Volkswagen radio. They're like, no, we can't sell it. Restyle radios in Europe are for like Audis and BMWs. For here, they're for pickup trucks. And apparently no one over here drives Audis and BMWs. So we don't need those over here either.
Oh, that was awesome. Did
What?
EcoMaster upgrade your favorite backup camera?
They did update it, and it was not no. You know, some things don't always stay the same.
Sometimes you just have to live it how it is.
Yeah, you just gotta let it go.
Anyway.
Still wants to know how many
Thank you,
rolls
Charles.
of tested tapes you go through in a week.
Ah.
A lot. And actually right now we're testing out the new
right here. Do you have it?
black hole. So
Oh yeah.
Orca, who is the guys that do not Audison. Orca does Focal, Moscone, Clayton, Raven. They do the black hole stuff, and they worked out a deal with Jeremy Carlson, who was the importer of Jeremy Carlson? No, not Jeremy Carlson.
No,
that's the guy that does really cool cars down in Miami.
That was JK Tape.
JK Tape. Yeah, they're good.
That was a JK Tape.
JK Tape. Sorry, I didn't mean to confuse Jeremy Carlson in there. He has his own thing, and he does amazing things with CNCs and routers and stitching.
Yeah.
Look him up if you've ever seen him before and be like, holy crap, that guy's amazing. And he is. Former installer of the year. Pretty much a god when it comes to fabrication. Anyways, JK Tape. So what happened is he used to be the importer for tested tape in the United States, and then he was like, I can do this better. So he started importing his own tape that looks, oddly enough, just like tested tape, but supposedly better than tested tape. We're testing it out right now because he worked out a deal with Orca to put it under their black hole line, so they make 2 sizes. And we're playing with that.
It's almost the same thing, so if you can see it right there, it says black hole.
Yeah, so we're playing with that. But as far as how many rolls we go through, a lot. But we'll really go through a lot of our zip ties.
What's up, Daniel?
We use a lot of zip ties. So on each desk, we have a New Moon Twilight cup here from the movie theater. This holds my 8-inch zip ties.
Yeah.
And then we have the generic 1-quart multi-mix resin thing from Home Depot.
Yeah.
This holds my 4-inch zip ties. And we just constantly keep refilling these up.
What's up, Tom? What's up, Chris?
So when you see me reaching for something out of frame, yeah. So, I mean, here is about 18 inches of zero gauge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zip ties. I love zip ties, man. I'm not going to lie. I'm a big zip tie fan. Someone's got to keep them in business.
Yes. All right. Somebody say.
You don't have to drag. You just say somebody say. Have you used the Phoenix Gold RX2 series amps? I think we did one or two.
Yeah, we did one.
One or two.
Yeah, we did a few.
It's nice.
That's it.
Yeah, it's a nice amp.
Yeah, very nice.
A little big. So that's always a thing, is trying to figure out where the big amps go. What do you use to put amps and speakers into
2018 F-150 8-inch screen?
So, amps and speakers, so as long as it doesn't have the Bang & Olufsen system in it,
Edwin.
Doesn't have a 3 liter or bigger, 6-cylinder motor. If it's got 2 liter and
2 point
any
something.
one of the 2 liters, it's not gonna have the fake engine growl. If it's got a 3 liter 6 of any size, it's gonna have the fake engine growl, which means you either A, need to take it back to the dealer and pay them the $150 to deactivate it, or you have to find a friend that's really awesome with ForeScan and can go in and deactivate it for you that way. And then what we do is we go on to Metra and we buy the AX DSP FD2, and this is the T-harness for their DSP, which you could go ahead and use if you want. We, of course, like to use other products that are available to us because I like variety, but this is the harness we use. This plugs into the back of the factory radio here. Your harness plugs into here, and it's got these 2 ends right here that allow us to get our outputs to go to the high-level, low-level adapter or DSP, and then our speaker wires back in. If you want to see something like this in progress, go back about 2 weeks, and we just did a 2017 or 18?
18, no, it's 18.
18 Ford F-150 with the 8-inch screen. It's called something like adding a 5-channel amp high level to a Ford F-150, in which case we go through the process of what we do in order to do it. You're also going to need a set of AC LGDs, which are the Zobel load network from Audio Control to help smooth out the Class D amplifier.
Yes, City Jenkins, yes, you still have to ground the light green wire on the Kenwood.
Yes, John, you did. And John, thank you again for that wonderful idea. We are running with it.
What?
That's John. John Niedermeyer.
Oh.
Remember Saturday or Monday I was trying to remember his last name? John. John
That's
was
a
his
good
name.
one.
Yeah, that was a great idea,
yes.
and we are using that. And kudos to you for coming up with it.
Thank you.
Next time you're in town, stop by again. Ground that sucker. Yeah, Myrtle Beach, use 24 zip ties as handcuffs. Yeah. Honestly, you know, one of the greatest use for those big zip ties like that, if you ever see us doing fishes through, like the big white thing that we're using, this fish, this is nothing but a 48-inch zip tie that we use. We drill a small little hole in the end here. These are for air conditioning. This is what they use to put your ductwork up in the attic. So we, of course, bought a bag of these, and so when we lose them, we don't feel totally bad, although we go, God, and then we find them again, and we have like 4 of them on the wall, but this is what we use for snakes through dashes and stuff. It's
Thank you, Chris.
freaking awesome.
Do you hate crimp caps?
Do I hate Crimp caps?
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Yes, you do.
Here's the thing. If you hand me a bag of Crimp caps, I'm going to use them. I've used them for years and years and years. I used to buy Crimp caps. So when I worked at AVE, what we did is we had an L-shaped workbench, and what I did is I made bins that went all along the L-shaped workbench. So we had about 50 feet of bins, and each bin had a different type of connector in it. But what I do is in front of each installer, I had a 1,000 count bag of crimp caps, because everything got crimp caps. Crimp caps is a great, because you're twisting the wire, so it's a wire to wire, and then you're just locking it in place. There's nothing wrong with that connection. It is a wonderful connection. The only reason why I don't particularly like it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the aesthetics of it, and also it's a big flower of stuff, and these that can get caught in the dash. Space in the dash is precious, okay? And having it all taken up by our connectors sucks. That's the only thing that bugs me about them. Otherwise, no. It's a perfectly good connection. Yeah. Would I use a crimp cap in a door? Hell no, because that's just a little cup that's going to hold water. But that's it. I mean, if you're just doing a basic radio install and you got a bag of crimp caps,
use it. Yeah,
why not?
It's better than tape or something.
Better, I mean, as opposed to using wire nuts or just twisting and taping.
Correct.
Oh God.
Yes, crimp caps are better.
You know, yeah, totally.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Sebastian?
And so one of the old ones that I used to like is. And there's still guys that do this, and I have no problem with it there again. It's a wire-to-wire connection. So what they do is they use blue butt connectors, okay? So you take a blue butt connector, you twist the 2 wires together, you put the blue butt connector on it, you crimp it. So there again, it's a wire-to-wire and a lock, okay? But now you have a whole nother end open. Yeah. So what you can use that for is if you have to do any metering, or if you ever have to tap off, let's say, a power and ground, they're all set and ready to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I've even seen guys use like the barrel connector, not the butt connectors we use,
Yes.
the actual physical connectors we use, and they'll use those. So and I'm like, it sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, they can just plug in. Thank you so much on the congrats
you,
on the
Santiago.
thousands. Yes, it's finally. It was a lot of work. Oh my god, it was a lot of work. What does that say? 2019 Ram Classic, same as 2018 with Uconnect 8P4. Adding an amp. Do you need a Lock Pro with built-in resistors, or the resistor size? Is, okay, so the only time you need resistors on a system is if you're going to pull the speakers out, put them into, so like if you're going to do, let's say, a 5-channel amp or a 4-channel amp where you're not going to have any of the factory speakers hooked up to the radio, in which case, yes, you will need load resistors, because the load resistors that come in the pack modules are not high enough. Like a 33, I think, is 33 would work. 33, 5 watt, 10 watt, either one of them will work. Now, if you're just going to be tapping in to add, let's say, a subwoofer to the system, no, you don't need anything. Just clip on your high, low, low level, and you're all set, ready to go. This will be so much easier in a couple months when two things happen. One, Kicker comes out with their cool load resistor banks that we got to have on the show, because I can just go buy this part, and then yay. Or Audio Control comes out with theirs, and I can go buy this part, yay. Or some magic's coming that's going to make that system freaking awesome, and you're going to be like, no way, and I'm going to be like, way, you're going to be like, no way, and I'm like, yeah, and you're like, dude, I'm going to be like, huh? And you're like, oh, I got to have one of those, and you're going to say, yeah, you do, because we beta tested it, and it rocks, but I can't talk about it because they won't let me, but we will soon, about another month.
All right, on the Audi A5 with the VO system, I'm installing the Audio Control LC 1.800 to power the subwoofer. Yeah. Do I get the high level input from before
or after
the factory amp?
So that all depends. Okay, if there again, you have to find out if
what
is coming into the amplifier. So if you have a radio, you have an amplifier, and coming from the radio to the amplifier is variable voltage, meaning as you turn this up and down, the input to the amplifier goes up and down. You can go before the amplifier. If, which it probably is, not variable voltage, that means you have to go after the amplifier. Okay? The other thing you have to run into too is you're going to want to check to see for if there's any stupid noise that gets generated in there that we talk about. So roll the windows up, shut the doors, close the hood, close the trunk, fold the seat up, and then put your voltmeter on, turn the volume down, rev up the gas, and see if you get any whoo while you're doing it. Otherwise, no, good to go.
Hello from Savannah,
and the nice thing about that audio control is it takes a ton of voltage input because it's got an LC2I built into it, so it's perfect to take that. It'll go either way, so it will eat that amplifier up just fine.
My bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Amateur. How do you use an Amp Pro for a GM car without Bose? You flick dip switch number 3. So real quick, the Amp Pro GM61, we have a video up on it where we show you non-Bose and Bose. There's 2 videos, so you can get to see what's going on. What happens is it uses a, what is it called? What is that tech called? What is the bus? MOS bus. It uses a MOS bus. Now on the MOS bus, in the Bose system, everything passes through it, meaning left and right tuner, all 3 kinds, AM, FM, and Sirius XM, plus all your digital sources, USB, you get it. Okay. When you're not using MOS bus, what it does is it only monitors 1 channel of audio, because of the door chime, 1 channel of audio for the tuner. So you only get, like, let's say, left. And this is not on all trucks, or all cars. This is just, like, depends on the software that's on the car. Some we've done, we don't need to do this. It's actually both are there. Some we've done where it's only left. So what happens is if you test it first, meaning you just do a normal install, you test it, you're listening to FM. If it plays on both, golden. You don't have to do anything. If it only plays on this side, you flick dip switch, you unplug it, flick dip switch 3, plug it back in. What that does is that creates a clone of the left channel. So now you have 2 left channels playing on the car for the tuner only. All right? Which is okay if you're listening to talk radio or modern music. If you're a classic music, like if you're listening to FM or Sirius XM or something like that, it will be okay. Yep. Because now you have 2 left channels. So anything that has a stereo sound to it, it's going to suck. However, if you listen to your phone, if you listen to any other digital source, you still have your stereo imaging. So most of the times we've done it, we explain that to the customer, and they go, I don't listen to radio. Why would I listen to radio? I listen to Pandora. I listen to Spotify. I listen to whatever app I have. And it's like, well, then you're going to love it.
What's
and
up,
it
Jose?
controls the door chime. So, key there.
What's up, Jose? About to do the LC, the D6 1200 with Focal K2 setups. Can't wait. Nice.
Yeah, that'll be nice, for sure.
Okay.
One more.
Hello, guys, from
Make it a
Savannah,
good
Georgia. 2017 Nissan Titan. Would you recommend
The Halo.
Stinger Elevate or the Halo 9? What would you recommend? Radio sucks with no CarPlay or Android Auto.
That's going to depend who you talk to. Personally, if it was up to me, I might save the money and go with the Elevate. I liked the installation of the Elevate. I felt you don't have to really overbuild the dash, which
Right.
we have to do with the Alpine
Elevate,
because it's
yeah.
super heavy because of the metal mount that it has.
Yeah.
As far as features go,
Personal preference.
I don't know. They're real similar. Now, as far as the added features that come in the Elevate over the Alpine,
Right.
you get the camera option, which is really cool.
Did the Halo 9 have a touch link?
Has a what?
A touch link?
Touch
thing?
link? No, no one has a touch link.
Just the Elevate.
Just the Elevate. So if you're
There
going to
you
build
go.
a system with the DSP, that's definitely the way to go.
There you go.
But yeah. All right. Well, hey, listen. That's cool. Thank you
Good
guys so
show.
much
Thank
for
you,
tuning on
guys.
in this middle of the week
Yeah.
Q&A to make up for the fact that we had a visitor on. Don't worry, Monday is going to be normal as could be. We're done with guests for a while, or at least for the next 2 weeks or so, and then
Yeah.
we get to go on vacation. I can't wait. Yay! Vacation.
Go.
But that's still a couple weeks away. So you guys have a great rest of your week. We're going to see you back here Saturday. So remember, everyone, be cool, be fun. It's still daylight. I got to get running, like physically running. So we'll see you guys later. Bye.